All right, so we're going to be taking a deep dive into this access to HE diploma. It's one of those things that sounds very official, like diploma. But you've been looking into this as a way to get into university, and we've been digging through all the official documents and specs. And what's really interesting is that it's not just this rigid path, it's surprisingly flexible.
It is. A lot of people think of diplomas and they imagine something very specific. But the access to HE diploma is actually designed with a particular learner in mind. It's aimed at adults who may not have taken the traditional A-level route, but are now looking to pursue higher education.
So it's like a hidden doorway to university.
Exactly. And the best part is, it's officially recognized by universities across the UK. So this isn't just some participation certificate. It's a level 3 qualification, which puts it on par with A-levels in terms of academic rigor.
That's a big deal for someone maybe coming back to education after a few years.
Yeah.
Or even decades in a different field, right?
Absolutely. Think about it. Life rarely follows a straight line. You might have chosen a different path early on, but now your ambitions have evolved, and you're ready for university. This diploma provides that alternative entry point.
Okay, so we've established it's legit,
Yeah.
and it's for those of us who took the scenic route. But how does it actually work? What does it involve?
Well, it's built on a credit system. 60 credits, to be precise. You need all 60 to get your diploma.
60 credits, huh? Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's designed to be comprehensive, though, ensuring that you're truly prepared for university-level study. But here's the breakdown. 45 of those credits must be at level 3 and graded. That means you're diving deep into academic subjects, like actual coursework and assessments, proving you know your stuff.
So there's some serious academic weight behind it. It's not just about showing up.
Right. There's rigor to it, but there's also flexibility. The remaining 15 credits are ungraded, though they still need to be at level 2 or 3. This allows for a bit of customization. You can tailor the diploma to align with your specific goals and the university course you're aiming for.
Okay, so it's not just a generic get into university diploma. You can actually specialize in a way that makes sense for your future studies.
Precisely. And that's one of the things that makes it so appealing for adult learners. It's not just about catching up. It's about getting ahead.
So let's say you're someone who, for whatever reason, didn't take the A-level route. What kinds of subjects can you actually study with this access to HE diploma?
Oh, you'd be surprised by the variety. You can find diplomas in everything from business and nursing to art and design, even humanities and social sciences. They're also combined subjects, which can be really helpful if you have interdisciplinary interests.
So you could, for example, do a diploma that combines elements of, say, science and art. If you were interested in a field like design that blurs those lines.
Exactly. The key is finding a diploma that aligns with your chosen university course. Because the goal here isn't just to get you in the door, it's to make sure you're prepared to excel once you're there.
That makes so much sense. It's almost like building a foundation before you even start building the house. So how does this diploma actually get you into university? Do universities across the board just accept it?
UK universities widely recognize the access to HE diploma, but
There's always a but. I knew it. Our sources did mention this.
it's wise to do your research. Some highly competitive courses, especially at top-tier universities, might have additional entry requirements.
So it's not a guaranteed golden ticket.
Yeah.
But it's a strong contender.
Exactly. It's like having a VIP pass that gets you past the initial velvet rope. You still might need to show your credentials, but you're already in the club, so to speak.
I like that analogy. Okay, so we've got a good handle on what this diploma is and who it's for. But there's one more piece of this puzzle I'm dying to explore, the time travel aspect, as we called it in our notes. It's actually about how the credits work, right?
You're right, and it's one of the most unique features of this diploma. You have a 5-year window to accumulate those 60 credits. So life throws a curveball your way, and you need to take a break. No problem. Your progress isn't lost.
That's a game changer for anyone who's juggling work, family, or, just life in general.
Precisely. And even better, you can transfer credits between different furtures, access to HE diplomas, if you decide to switch your area of study. And get this, you can even transfer credits from prior learning, up to 50%.
Wait a minute. So if you've taken relevant courses before or have some work experience that relates to your diploma, that could count toward your 60 credits.
Absolutely. They recognize that learning doesn't just happen within the 4 walls of a classroom.
So not only can you kind of pause time with these credits, but you can even get credit for things you've already learned, even if it wasn't in a formal setting. That's pretty amazing. Okay, but I'm still picturing these 60 credits as this big, mysterious mountain to climb. What does it actually look like? in terms of, actual coursework and workload?
It's interesting because the structure can vary a bit depending on the specific diploma you choose and the place offering it. But there are some common threads that run through all of them.
Like those graded and ungraded units we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Those 45 graded credits. They're the heart of the academic content. This is where you really dig into the specific subjects that are relevant to your field. Think business principles, nursing practices, art history, you name it.
So if you're going for, say, a nursing diploma, those 45 credits would be all about the core knowledge and skills you need to be a nurse.
Exactly. And it's not just about absorbing information. Remember, these credits are graded. You're going to be assessed on your understanding, your ability to apply that knowledge to think critically, to problem solve.
Okay, so it's not just about ticking boxes. You're actually proving you can handle university-level work. But what about the grading itself? Is it like a traditional ABC kind of thing?
It's a bit different. The Access to HE diploma uses a pass merit distinction system for those graded units. So it's still about demonstrating your mastery. But the focus is more on achieving a solid grasp of the subject matter, rather than obsessing over letter grades.
That takes some pressure off, right? It's more about showing you understand the material than getting a perfect score.
Okay, so we've tackled those 45 graded credits. What about the other 15, the ungraded ones? How do those fit into the picture?
Those ungraded credits, they're where you get to personalize your diploma a bit. They can be level 2 or 3. And they offer you some flexibility to shape your learning experience.
So could you use those ungraded credits to explore areas that complement your main subject? Like if you were doing a business diploma, could you take a unit on public speaking? Or maybe even something like creative writing to help you with communication skills?
That's exactly the idea. You could choose units that enhance your study skills, broaden your understanding of related fields, or even delve into personal development topics. It's about creating a learning journey that truly aligns with your individual goals and aspirations. I love that. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about recognizing that everyone comes to this with different experiences and different goals. Okay, but let's zoom out for a second. We've talked a lot about the structure of the diploma, but ultimately it's about getting into university right. How do these 60 credits actually translate into university acceptance?
The good news is, UK universities widely recognize the Access to HE diploma. It's a respected qualification that carries a lot of weight, showing you've done the work and you're ready for the academic demands of university.
But you did say it's important to check specific entry requirements, especially for those really competitive courses.
Right. It's like any other qualification. There are nuances. Some universities or programs might have specific requirements on top of the diploma. For example, they might want you to have a certain grade in a particular subject within your diploma.
So it's about doing your homework, knowing what your target university expects, and then making sure your diploma aligns with those expectations.
Exactly. Think of it this way. The diploma opens the door, but you still might need the right key to unlock that specific room.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this all fits together. You've got your 45 graded credits, where you're deep diving into your chosen subject, proving you can handle university-level work. Then you've got your 15 ungraded credits, where you can tailor your learning to your individual needs and interests. And all of this is designed to help you meet the entry requirements for your dream university program. But I have one more question about the doing your homework part. Let's say you're someone who has their sights set on a really challenging program, maybe something super competitive. What advice would you give them about navigating the Access to HE diploma route?
I'd say be proactive, do your research early, and don't be afraid to ask for guidance. Contact the admissions team at your target university. Really scrutinize those course requirements. Sometimes they have online open days or events where you can connect with faculty and current students. It's amazing what you can learn by just talking to people who've been through it.
That's such good advice. It's about being informed and strategic, not just hoping for the best. And who knows, you might even discover something about the program or the university that you hadn't considered before. Okay, so we've covered the what of the diploma, the credits, the subjects, the structure, and we've touched on the how, the research, the planning, the strategic choices.
Okay.
But I'm curious about the learning environment itself. Is this all online? Or are there in-person options? What does it actually look like for the student going through this process?
Well, that's the great thing about the Access to HE diploma. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. There are lots of different ways it can be delivered.
So it caters to different learning styles and lifestyles.
Exactly. You can find programs that are fully online, which is fantastic for people who need flexibility because of work, family, or location.
Wow.
Then there are blended learning models, which
Right.
combine online components with some face-to-face classes. That's a nice way to get the best of both worlds. The convenience of online learning with the benefits of in-person interaction.
I can see the appeal of that. And are there traditional classroom settings available as well?
Absolutely. Some institutions still offer the fully immersive in-person classroom experience. It really depends on the provider and what works best for their students.
Wow, so there's a lot of variety out there. That's good to know. It means people can really find a learning environment that suits them. So for someone who's considering the access to HE Diploma, what are the key things they should be looking for when they're researching different programs and providers?
I'd say the most important thing is to think about your own needs and learning style. Do you thrive in a structured classroom environment? Or do you prefer the flexibility of online learning? Do you need a lot of support? Or are you more independent? Once you have a sense of what you need, you can start looking at specific providers and programs.
That makes sense. It's about finding the right fit, not just jumping into the first program you come across. Okay, so we've talked about the structure of the diploma, the subjects, the entry requirements, the different ways it can be delivered. We've covered a lot of ground. But there's still one big question looming.
You mean why? Why choose this path to university?
Exactly. Why go the access to HE Diploma route when there are other options out there? What makes this diploma so special? We'll explore that as soon as we're back. All right, we're back, and we left off with a big question. Why? Why choose this access to HE Diploma when there are other ways to get into university?
It's a good question. You know, on the surface, it might seem like just another qualification, but I think what makes this diploma so compelling is that it's not just about getting you into university. It's about setting you up to succeed once you're there.
So it's more than just a ticket to the game. It's like getting some pregame coaching.
Exactly. The diploma is designed with a deep understanding of what it takes to thrive in higher education. It's about developing those crucial academic skills that often aren't emphasized in other pathways.
Like what kinds of skills?
Things like critical thinking research skills, how to structure an argument, how to communicate your ideas effectively. These are the building blocks of academic success, and they're woven into the fabric of the access to HE Diploma.
So it's almost like the diploma itself is a mini university experience.
Yeah.
You're getting a taste of what's to come and building those essential skills before you even step foot on campus.
That's a great way to put it. It's about fostering confidence and that sense of, I can handle this. And that's especially important for adult learners who might be coming back to education after a long break. You know, there can be a lot of apprehension and self-doubt. This diploma helps to bridge that gap, reassuring you that you have what it takes.
It's like having a built-in support system, right? It's not just about the knowledge, it's about the mindset.
Absolutely. And you know what's really interesting? Studies have shown that students who complete access to HE diplomas tend to perform very well at university. They often exceed the expectations set for students who come in through traditional routes.
Wow. So it's not just about access, it's about setting students up for real achievement.
Exactly. And that's why I think this diploma is such a powerful tool for anyone who's dreaming of university, but maybe didn't see a clear path forward. It's a pathway designed with you in mind, recognizing your unique journey and empowering you to reach your full potential.
This has been a real eye-opener. I think we've debunked the myth that diplomas are just stuffy pieces of paper. The Access to HE Diploma is a living, breathing pathway, full of flexibility, personalization, and most importantly, a genuine focus on student success.
It really speaks to the idea that it's never too late to pursue your educational goals. No matter where you've been or what you've done, there's a place for you in higher education, and this diploma can help you get there.
And on that inspiring note, dear listener, we'll leave you with this. If you could design your ideal access to HE Diploma, what would it look like? What subjects would ignite your passion? What skills would you want to master? Because remember, this diploma is a journey, and you get to choose the destination.